Hi, everyone. Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System and Coaching. And I am glad to be here each and every week for a number of reasons. One is for you to be able to shift your perspective, your vantage, if you will, and turn that into your competitive edge. It doesn't take these huge, massive changes to impact your business. Small shifts can cause a ripple effect, and that can really make a big impact. The second reason is for you to be able to take one action item, one idea that you hear each and every week, and implement it in your business. Now, the question that I get asked most often is, Marianne, who do you work with? And I work with business owners who are in the automotive and skilled trades. These are business owners that have reached different milestones, success in their business. And now what they want to do is they want a next level. They want to have a life. They don't want their business to consume them anymore. And that's where I can come in and help. Basically, they're in owner overload, and I can help them get rid of that. So, this week's topic is something that came to me while I was in the airport. I was coming home from an industry conference. So I was in the airport and I had this idea. Basically, focus on your North Star. And what this means is, conferences, when I attend a conference or I choose a conference to attend, I do it for two reasons. And the first reason is to be able to grow as an owner and leader. I always want to improve those skills. So I always will learn something new, a new approach, or even a new way of doing something, or something new that people are doing. And I can apply that to my not only my business, my auto shop business, but also a couple of other businesses that I have. And the second reason is to build and nurture relationships. I want to meet new people and build relationships with them. And I want to nurture the relationships that I already have. There are so many people, good people, that are in the automotive and skilled trades. So I connect with industry friends, peers, and enjoy really meeting new people. So these two reasons are so important because what they do is they keep me aligned with my core values or my North Star, because that's really what your North Star is. They're the values that guide you no matter what's happening or what challenges are coming up. And we all know as owners, there are challenges all the time. So my businesses are customer client centric. I focus on the customer, the client, and their experience. The money comes from that. Now, some businesses have a different approach. They're more profit centric, focusing on the money first. The customer really comes second. So I believe that if you focus on the customer, the money does come. I just want to, you focus on the customer, the money will come. The people that are profit centric really believe that if they are profitable, that everything else falls into place. And I really don't agree with that model because it doesn't align with any of my businesses. And I'll tell you, like, quite frankly, that my business, my automotive repair shop business, was profitable. But profits didn't mean that everything else was in line. It wasn't necessarily sustainable and it wasn't enjoyable. I was burning myself out. So that's why I believe all three are very important. They're equally important. And that's why I focus on customer first. So when I talk about my businesses, I'm talking about my automotive repair shop, my coaching and speaking business, and I even deal with property rental. I have tenants in my properties. So all of those businesses line up with my core values, being customer, client, or even tenant focused. So I want to share with you some of the takeaways that happened for me at the conference that I attended. So conferences are a lot of work for the people who put them on. And a lot of times we don't know that and we don't realize that because this all happens behind the scenes. Conferences are planned a year out. So, similar to your business, you don't want your customers to know about any bumps in the road. The conference that I attended to, it was great. To me, it was flawless. But I know that there's always challenges, just like in business. There are bumps in the road. So, you want to take care of all of those things behind the scenes for a better customer experience. You don't want to be complaining to your customers or your clients about a supplier or vendor issue. You want to deal directly with the supplier or the vendor. You don't want to be complaining or whining or blaming. That shouldn't be in your customers or your client's mind. That's something that you work on in the back end. The speakers at the conference were really professional and they were approachable. So there was an underlying theme there of looking at your business from your customer's point of view, shifting your perspective. And of course, I really align with that. So, what can you change, update, improve, implement to make for a better customer experience? In my mind, that was really a theme of all the presenters that I heard. And they were very professional, very approachable. And really, that's what you should be as an owner. That's what your team should show up as to give your customers and clients a better experience. So it's a great example to be able to use that in your business. The next one, the third one is the hotel and resort had an awesome team. I was so impressed. They really exceeded my expectations as a guest in the hotel and as an attendee of the conference because every staff member that I came into contact with was pleasant and willing to help in every way. No matter what the role was, they were friendly and they seemed to make want to really make a difference. Whether they were at the desk where you check in, whether it was someone at a restaurant, whether it was someone who was working in the conference, the convention center, someone who was washing the windows, everyone was encouraging you to have a nice day and they were really helpful. So, does that apply to your business? What could you do to empower your team and really give them an exceptional experience? When I want to give you another example, when I was leaving the hotel, I had a very early morning flight and I had put in for an Uber, and then we were told that taxis would be up front. And when I got outside, Ubers weren't available for another 40 minutes. And can you imagine the feeling, the pit in my stomach when I found out that it would take an Uber 40 minutes? That seemed kind of silly. And it was too late. I couldn't wait that long to catch my flight. So I talked to a gentleman who was right out front and I asked him, I said, I was told that taxis would be out front. And he said, no problem. I'm surprised no one's here. Let me make a phone call. He made a phone call and there was a taxi there within 5 minutes. And I was so grateful that he was looking out for me. And the taxi got to me to the airport in plenty of time. So that was the backup. If, the third party app didn't work out, I knew that taxis were available. And the hotel really helped me with that and put my mind at ease for a great experience. So what do you do to empower your team so they can do that no matter what their role is in the company? The fourth one takeaway from this conference was planning and preparation saves the day. And this really, it saves the day, like right from, for me, from getting to and from the airport was I had a heck of a time with luggage issues and some of the presentation glitches that I've seen happen. And life happens, right? So you have to plan for it. What happened to me was I had ordered new signage for my booth at the trade show, and they came late, with deliveries and things like that. So I didn't have enough of time to actually send that signage to the convention center. I had to take them on the flight with me. So I had to make arrangements and I figured it out. But it was a little awkward and it was a challenge, but I managed to get the luggage. I managed to get it there in my luggage, ordered special luggage for the signs and was able to get it home. But, even with the presentation, sometimes there's technical issues with the equipment. I've seen it happen to more than one speaker, and there's always someone there to help you out. So we need to allow for extra time, show up for the presentation early, allow for extra time to get to the airport in case of traffic, in case rides don't show up, you know, check in baggage, all those types of things, presentation equipment not working. All of these things shouldn't throw you where it's like you're in a panic mode and it really throws your game and you can't be present. Navigating through work and life changes really, really becomes easy or much easier when you're planning and you have preparation. It really does save the day. You can brush most of the things off and kind of even laugh at yourself now and then and think about how much better work and life can be without the stress of being unprepared. So you think of these different scenarios and then you plan for them. So I'd like to share with you a pro thinking tip. You have to remember this. Your team looks to you for guidance. They are always watching you. They are watching how you deal with customers. They watch how you interact with other team members, with your suppliers, your vendors. They're watching how you interact on the phone. You are an example of the behavior and the core values that you inspect of others. This is your North Star. You're an example of that. It's one thing to say online or to put something on your website or, to write a little blurb, a sentence in your building, but you really have to practice that. Remember, it's really easy to keep cool and be pleasant when work and life are going well and everything's aligned. But the true test of leadership is when, the blank hits the fan, right? I mean, that's the truth in all honesty. That's the real test. And you're able to hold it together. You don't lose control. You figure it out and you collaborate with your team and you empower them, include them in some of that decision making or suggestions. Don't sweat the small stuff because if you do, you will be miserable most of the time. I guarantee it. If every little thing gets you upset and if you want business to run perfect, everything to be perfect, you will be miserable most of the time because you're going to be disappointed. Your expectations are just too high. Be able to laugh off the bumps in the road and move on. It's really being able to do that is key to great leadership. Look at work from your customers, your clients, your suppliers, your team's perspective. The amazing thing is you will be able to realize opportunities that are right in front of you when you do that. So I hope you found this valuable. If you do, please share it with another business owner that you know and have an enjoyable week.